This is the Waffletop Podcast, one-to-one interviews with myself, Paulo, the biggest talker. I've got Savagedan with me today.
Yaga. What you saying?
No.
I'm a guest in my own studio.
Guest in our own
So
studio.
mad.
Yeah, we're here recording at Jukebox Studios. Dan sorted out for us kindly. I've sorted for him as well.
Yeah, exactly. You sorted it. You got me out of bed.
Yeah. No, I hear that, man. What have you been saying anyway?
Same old, man. Christmas.
It's the same, innit?
It is. It's
One
always
day-
the same. It's always the same. And do you know what has changed for me now? Because I've got kids. I have to it's not for me. It's not for me anymore at all. It's all for them. So it's just it's mad. 8:15, you got to get up in the morning and do all these. I was up at 8 o'clock, opening presents by 8:15. I wanted to kill myself, man. Tired up till last minute rapping up until flipping 1 a.m., 2 a.m. You get to sleep and you get woken up.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, my mum said to me on Christmas Day, she goes, "You wrap all these presents to make hella mess within a minute. It's long."
Bro, it's mad. It's mad. Like all the cardboard, all the things, you got to have your bin liner ready. So now I've got the bin liner on tap. As soon as that gets opened and the cardboard's all bust, that goes in that bag. I try and tackle it whilst it's happening.
I feel like them dustbin men walk down the street on that day. Everyone's watching them. You better empty my bin now.
It's mad.
Now.
It's mad.
Yeah.
They must get triple paid or something like that. In fact, do they do it on Christmas Day? I feel like they don't.
Nah, they don't.
It's Boxing Day.
Someone I know used to do it though. They get paid decent money.
Of course.
It's not bad.
Binmen get paid good though, if I remember right.
Yeah. It's 10. No, I say that 10 probably right around £15 an hour. No joke.
Not too shabby. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be a bin man, if this doesn't work out for you, bruv.
My sister used to want to be a bin man.
Is it?
Yeah, when she was 4. If you asked her, what do you want to be when you're older? She was like a bin man. Not a bin woman. A bin man. Yeah.
No nurse, no doctor.
Nope, nothing like that.
No singer.
Yeah, probably
footballer.
a Power Ranger and a bin man. That's it. It's mad.
Could you obviously we're here in your newer room today that you've done. Could you, from where you was last year, could you see yourself? Well, how did you picture yourself getting here this quick?
Not this room. This room I came up with 3 weeks ago. That's it. Yeah. Literally, I just built this. I was on a plane. I was on a flight to LA. You see, and that's for me the worst flight. And I was alone. So it's it's the longest flight where you just got loads of things to, and it's usually a daytime flight. Yeah. So you're leaving at 10 a.m. So you already had your sleep or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I hadn't actually, to be honest. I raved that night before to stay awake. But I've got this problem with sleeping on planes. I can't sleep well. I think I just panic on planes. I don't love flying.
Does it sound mad? But I hate sleeping. Nah. So
That's sick.
No. But so I sleep, obviously.
Yeah.
But I like to keep busy though. So where I'm I don't sleep for too long. Yeah. You know, and I just want to keep busy and always doing stuff.
So you go sleep at whatever time, wake up and you're just gone. You're ready.
Yeah, I'm
that
ready.
will slow down still. I was once like that. That will slow down.
That's what I'm saying.
I love sleep now. I love sleep. Probably because I don't get enough anyway. So I probably still get less than the average human. But I want sleep. I love sleep. And I love naps. I love naps.
Naps are better than sleep.
Naps are sick. So I'll go home and I'll be wait, I've got an hour and 20 minutes. Can I nap? No kids in the house, no nothing. I'll just have a nap. Yeah.
Try nap with the kids there. It's a myth.
It's impossible. It's getting better. Because they're getting older, so you could just slap Paw Patrol.
How many little ones do you have running around now?
Two. Yeah. So I've got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, but the 1-year-old just follows the 4-year-old. So as long as he's patterned, she's patterned. But as soon as he wants something, she wants something. So it's he's forcing her to grow up.
Yeah. No, I hear that, man. I hear that. What's this year been like for you anyway? As in 2019,
busy,
everything.
Busy. It's been a good year business wise.
Yeah.
But it's been a busy. I'm tired. I don't work 5 days a week like a lot of people, or 5-6 days. I'm working. If I'm in this country, I'm working. I'll probably have 1 day off a year. That isn't me. I'll probably have 1 day off a year where I'm in this country.
Yeah.
And that's Christmas Day.
How's that for you? You obviously for your personal life, your family, and that. Does that have an effect on it, or is
no?
It
has an effect on me. So, for example, I'll make sure my studio is I can get here in 4 minutes from home. So it's not like I have to spend long times commuting. Then on top of that, because it's a studio, it's it's not so much like, oh, you're in at 9 and you're back at 8. It's like loads of like different pieces. So I might have a session at 10 a.m. till 12, but then I might be free from 12 till 3, depending on how I've done this calendar. And then I might make myself, I can kind of design when I work and when I have these sessions. So if I'm busy, it's my fault.
Yeah.
And if I have no time for my family, it's my fault. So I always make sure as soon as like it looks like, oh wait, I haven't been home in the evening for 5 days, I'll start delegating all my evening sessions to someone else, and I'll make sure I'm home now for 5 days in the evening, so I can just spend some time with her. It's a weird one. It's weird because it just changes. There's no 2 days that are the same hours or the same things. Like, so
it's you and Rhoda.
It's actually not Ro. It's actually me, and so it was me.
Yeah.
And then one of my guys from when I was young wanted to get involved, called H. You've probably seen him, the dark skin one, who's around here.
To be honest,
You only ever see me and H, probably. I mean, me and Ro.
Yeah.
And then it started to get a bit hectic. So you see, like, it's at the beginning it's okay because I can do everything. There's not hundreds of sessions coming in. And then I can like give some to H and blah 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 blah. And then, but obviously H has his own clients. He does his own thing. But then it started to get too much for me, and I was working more than I wanted to work. So that's when I put out I think something on Insta to say, all right, cool, I need an engineer. And obviously like hundreds of people start flipping messaging saying, yeah, I'll engineer. But I'm like, yeah, bro, where do you live? He's like, oh, Bournemouth. Oh, Stratford. Like, this isn't like one of those places where you commute to. It's not one of those businesses where you can come to work at 10 and just leave at 6. It doesn't work like that. You'll have more spare time than you think, I reckon. So if you're not from the ends, if you can't just pop home in 10 minutes, this is going to be like one of those ones where you're just hanging around sometimes. Unless you're looking to work full pelt and I'm going to work you like a slave. But but ultimately, like I like being busy, but just not too busy.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I'll try and do as many sessions as I can. But then whatever I can't do is what I give to someone else. So that's when Ro came in. Obviously, Ro actually started off recording here. So I would engineer his stuff. But I knew he was trying to learn stuff at home and all of that kind of stuff. And Ro's local and Ro's cool. Like, you know, like I can only work with people that are like, I don't care, but you got this sound engineering degree from like University of Oxford. Are you cool? Can I be around you? And do you have ears?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much it. And then there's no one works for me essentially.
You're not trying to make it as if it's a job as such. You're just.
And the way I've done it, I've set it up in a way where there's no pressure on you, and all the pressure's still on me. So I deal with all the rent here, innit? Like I deal with all the payments, all the HMRC. I deal with all of everything. I pay everything. There's no splits or anything like that. And also, you don't work for me. You work for you, and then you pay like a set fee depending on how much hours you're using or whatever it is. So if you decide, if I just charge rent, for example, and I'm just like, all right, cool, you got to pay me £8 a month to run your sessions from here. What if you have no sessions? What if you have a month where you want to go on holiday? What if, do you know what I'm saying? Like one of those kind of things.
Yeah.
I hate working like that. I don't like I can deal with pressure, like fully. I don't like putting other people under too much pressure. So I'd be like, all right, cool. If you work, you only pay for what you work, basically. Or essentially I pay you because I give you the clients.
Yeah.
But then you get paid on like an hour by hour basis rather than you having to pay me and do this and too many hoops of fire for you to jump through. So Ro does his own thing. I obviously, like when people come to or people email or people call, whatever it is, I'll be like, yeah, like there's a session available. Let me just phone it, see what engineer is best for you and blah, 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 blah. So Ro basically is here loads. And Ro's reliable. I'll give him that. Like he's good. He's good at what he does. He's reliable. You just got to give him a little bit of notice and boom, like. And that's the kind of people I have to work with.
Yeah.
Like I can't work with someone. Or do you know what I always had a vision of employing? Yeah, like one of those like white guys with long hair, boot cuts, and
trench coat shoes.
Nah,
trench
like he
coat.
drinks Monster. You see, like, and he says, "Yeah, dude." Like that's always what I thought. Nah, I need one of those guys because those guys. But yeah, really, I just need people that are quite like me. It's not a job, this. When it's all said and done, it's just time spent kind of doing what you would wanted to do and what you're doing anyway. So essentially, it's not a job.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just time consuming because people need your time and your skills and your expertise. You're not paying for the like 3 hours that essentially you're in studio. You're paying for the 10 years of graft and the 10 years of experience that I've got or that another engineer's got. You see what I'm saying? That's why we work fast. So as in more time. Like I hated going to those studios where like I'll record a tune and then I'll be like, and then he'll be like, yeah, I can get this mixed to you next week.
What?
Or something like that.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's quite strange because obviously with this, alongside this, obviously people will know we do our Waffletop Podcast episodes. There's 3 of us. Yeah. Normally, obviously, this is a new thing I'm doing, but the mixes and the files come across same day, if not. And then,
it's easy with podcasts. It's easy with podcasts because essentially there's not much mixing to do. You just level it out.
Yeah.
As long as it's been recorded correctly, there's not much to do. That's why I try and make sure like everything's like high quality stuff and like the preamps are all good and all of that.
What's it like?
But
with
music,
yeah.
Some people who can't mix want their own time and space to mix. So they want you to pay for your recording and I'll get this mixed to you at, in 3 days or whatever it is. I don't think that's like, I need to mix as I'm going along. So if you've spun a verse, the chances are by the time you've closed the door in the booth and you've come back into the control room, I've got it 60% of the way there already.
Yeah.
Just that verse, yeah. Just because, like, I've done this for so long that I kind of already, as soon as I hear a beat, before I even hear what you've done in the beat, I kind of know what direction this song should be going in. I kind of know what this mix is meant to sound like. I just know it. Do you see what I'm saying? And if I'm not on it, then I'm close. And you just direct me and I'm good. That's what the engineer's job is. Like, you're meant to make this music sound industry standard and professional, but enough like how the artist had it in their head, because obviously like that's that thing, like they're translating what someone has in their head to the MP3 or to the computer.
We won't name names.
Yeah.
I have. I like what?
You don't even know. Shit artists.
Yeah. But also, have you worked with some that you think you're sitting there and you're going, you're a bit nuts, like as in like just the way they are, like I'll give you a nutter. Like I'll give you an example. Yeah, you've seen African Child. Yeah. So someone like him, well, I don't think anyone's like that guy, but someone like him.
Someone tapped.
Someone, yeah,
I have. Yeah. I have.
Yeah.
Luckily, I knew them. I've known them already. So like, I know they're tapped.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm cool. I can deal with tapped people.
Yeah.
I just turn tapped. So like, I just like.
Well, you're like a chameleon.
Yeah, literally, I'm like that. So. What version of me you get depends on what version of you give me. Like, so if you give me like the kind of like very normal and professional person who just really wants to make music, I will give you the really professional version of me that just wants to make your music sound as you want it to sound. You give me the road Duke, I'm comfy here as well. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it'd be a thing of it'd be like, between sessions, he's going, I'm going out to do this. I'm going out for a drink, do that. Yeah, I can do that as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, I can do all of this. Like, it's fine. I kind of like, it's your job. It's weird because as an engineer, or as like a studio owner or whatever it is, you have no bosses. But in a weird way, everyone's your boss.
Yeah, because you're working for them essentially.
That's it. Essentially, for these 3 hours, I got to do as close to what you want. Do you know what I'm saying? Essentially. But obviously, because I'm me, I'm able to tell you that doesn't bang. I don't care if you want that. That doesn't work. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not good. That's not good. And you gotta have to take some advice and all of that. And anyway, a lot of these people, remember, it's not like everyday, like professional musicians that are already got their foot in the door and music is their profession.
Yeah.
Like, it's people who are like, want their way in, who just love music and have a talent for it or not have a talent for it, but they need advice and guidance and all of that as well. So like, I've obviously seen like, it's a revolving door of talent coming through the store like every day that I can probably help them more than, and I think they know that I can help them more than they realize in terms of how their music sounds and what they should be doing.
That's good, man. No, that's good. It's definitely since I started recording it.
You might want to get a bit closer to your mic if you don't want phasing.
Oh yeah. There we go.
It begins.
It begins. Yeah. What was I going to say? That, like, obviously, since I started recording here, this has changed massively.
Yeah.
And I'll probably say, I've been doing it for 6 months.
Yeah.
I've been doing a podcast for 6 months.
Yeah.
I've been doing all this social media shit for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting used to it.
Bro,
you know?
I'm still building this place. Obviously, that's why there's wires hanging out of the wall. Wire behind me. Like, it's still. I think, like, the thing is, have you seen a picture of this place before? So it was just. I've seen the videos
space.
Of it.
Because who was it? I think Ro put it on his story.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So it was like done loads of posts.
It was just one massive,
and it's just like a building site, plasterboard, fucking
That's it. And man, built these walls, put the double glazing windows in, 2 panes of it, doubled the walls, like built these rooms, put electrics in, put lights in. So essentially, and did it like 90%.
Do you know what you done there? I see what you done there. You just tried to sell the studio without just having a chat. I see that.
Oh yeah, you see it. I've become a salesman. But no, as in like sometimes like you see like when the day's finished and I'm like closing up and just whatever it is, I look around and I'm just like, I don't know how you did it. I couldn't do it again. Like, I don't know how I did it. I almost went broke like 10 times doing it. Like, but
I feel like you got to take that risk though. And anything you do, like say with this, if you believe in something, do you know what?
So essentially, I'll tell you, this is why this was the biggest risk. Yeah, like I was in the building across the road. Literally, I moved in here and started 1 year ago. Literally, almost to the day. Like maybe the first session was in like November after building since August. But I was across the road in a studio that was essentially 2 of these. Or one of those, basically, yeah? So the jump was obviously the same building managed. That building's getting knocked down in a year. I knew I wanted to move at one point. They only had 1 room, 1 booth. It meant that, like, loads of people, I was having to turn people away and send them to other studios and stuff like that because there's only 24 hours and 1 studio. So I always knew I wanted to move or to expand and get 1 more studio. But then this came up across the road and the price it was at, in my head, I thought they got a number wrong. Like, still way more than what my other one was, triple the price of my other one, but you're getting 5 times the space in a nicer building, essentially. So I thought it was wrong. I literally walked across the road. It was like late. It was like midnight. And I asked security if this unit 24 exists. And he was just like, nope, never seen like unit. I've worked here 20 years. Unit 24 don't exist. So I was like, it's on the website. So he said, come with me. So we walked down. He found this door. And he was just like, that's never said unit 24 on it before. So apparently, I caught it on the first day they put it up. This was just a big storage unit down here. So it was never for like office use or for anything like that. Literally next day I put in an offer. And I just thought, I'm one of those people, I'm just like, fuck it. You have to be that way. I have to. I absolutely have to. It's the hugest risk. All my money's going to go. I don't have the clients for 3-4 studios.
And for you as well, with your kids, family, it's big pressure, isn't it?
It's big pressure. And my little one was being born. My second little one was being born in like 2 months' time as well. Yeah. And I was thinking, this is nuts. It was actually, I paid the deposit from the hospital at the midwife appointment. Yeah. So literally, it was like, I was just like, fuck it. It will work. I'm one of those people that I'll find a way.
It has to work.
It has to work.
I feel like if you believe in something, it will work.
It has to.
Regardless of, if you need to improve your idea or whatever, or you don't need to improve it.
And that's why it's taken me a year to make it stick. Because I started with that room, B, and that was the first one. And that was the one where it's just like, all right, cool. I turned that into almost this kind of the same as what my last studio was. So then I could be like, everyone go in there. You continue recording in there whilst I'm working on that one. Yeah. That one took me a long time because like build and getting the wires in between walls that I'm building. Like obviously we're doing this for the first time ever. You forget to flip and feed wires from the electricity box through a wall. You realise you've built a wall and then put any wires in it and stuff like that. So like it was like a long time to build that. And then once that was working, that was 2 studios going. And I just had this as a lobby. That was my bin room, the white room, which became my photography room. And then this was just a big lobby, and then it kind of just slowly started to pick up.
Picked up.
And then one day I looked at this lobby, literally like 4 weeks ago, and I was just like, why? I don't need a lobby this big. I don't even like people being in this lobby because they come in here, make bare noise, and then people in the podcast can hear that people are outside making bare noise. So I was just like, what can I make it? And I was like, fuck it, I'll make an office. For me, I had a picture of me having one of those, like, see those balls that hit the other ball? Yeah. I wanted one of those. I wanted an oil painting of me above your head. Like in a blazer and shorts. Yeah. With a burn on. I wanted a picture of my family that I face down when people come into my office, and I'm just like, do you know why you're here? Like I wanted.
You owe me money.
That's it. I want people to walk in and I'm facing the wall away from them, but I'm still talking to them. I'm saying, sit down, Johnny. Do you know why you're here?
Just find Just find two of your biggest brethren, get them to stand there
at the door on either side of the door. Yeah.
Just get to stand there. That's you. El Capo of Ladbroke Grove. You know what I'm saying?
I'll bring Ro in here. I'll be like, Ro, you remind me of myself. I see a lot of me and you. Yeah,
you could take my position one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, power there.
You know what I see? Yeah. But like literally, it's just been it's slow growth. To this day, it's still slowly growing, and hopefully the growth will be done in like 3 weeks. Like, I wanted this done by the end of the year. Just about missed that deadline. But it's functioning. All the rooms are functioning.
Good. Yeah. But what I wanted to, alongside your studio, people know, and if people don't know, but I feel like people do now. Yeah. I feel like you've got a familiar face now.
Yeah.
Do you go out now and you're like, people are like, let me get a picture.
Yeah. But more than that, it's just people showing love, which is mad. Yeah. It's mad.
Do you know what it is? Yeah. When I was recording here, there was a few people we brought down because sometimes people come and watch.
Yeah.
So where, say for instance, they haven't seen you before, and like they were like, oh, I've seen him, kind of thing, blah blah blah. Yeah. It's like, he owns his studio. Yeah. They didn't know that.
Yeah.
But like when you go out, and even if you've ever been with your kids and you're just thinking, because obviously you do a lot of stuff with JD, Steve-O, you work with all these people, and they're high profile, like social media, I would say powerhouses, heavyweights. Yeah. And I feel like you're there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I'm near. Yeah. But I'm like, it's weird. I fell into this by accident. I didn't mean to like.
You used to roll around with the emoji on your face, bro. That's.
I didn't want to roll. I didn't want to be seen. Probably for two reasons. Yeah. One, because of obviously I'm Savagedan, innit? So the outrageous things I've said, I just like. I don't need a face. And at the time, no one was doing YouTube anyway.
But you know what it is, when I first started doing my podcast, people would say to me, I'm very outspoken in it. So like, if I see something and, you've done or you're doing this or you're doing that and it's shit or good, I'm going to tell you.
You're going to call it out,
And the problem was when we first done our podcast, there were touchy subjects we was talking about that, I would probably say, one day when this snowball starts unforming and we get there, I think maybe it might come to bite us on the arse. But I'm just there like
down. There's episodes of Hardcast we've had to take down.
Yeah, I'm just there like for now, fuck it. Do you know?
But for now, you can be that.
Yeah.
I tell you what it is. Yeah, things won't bite you in the arse until you've got something to lose.
This is what I'm saying.
So, for example, like I've said all the stuff I've said, and you know what? If I'm totally honest, some of it's a joke and some of it's not.
Yeah.
And if the stuff that is a joke comes back to bite me in my arse, then I will turn around and say, I'm not going to take it seriously. So it's, sorry guys, it was a joke said in bad taste. Sorry, like, I grew up watching South Park, innit? Like, that's it. Like,
that's our generation, South Park.
It was a joke. It's not meant to offend. In a weird way it is, but it's not meant to actually offend.
I feel
it's
like
just meant to, I like to touch on stereotypes.
Yeah.
And the world's built on them. So
now, even more than ever, like
the world is built on them. You know what I'm saying?
You've got people that classify themselves as penguins, like all of that side sort of thing.
And I think you should be able to. It's half of what I do. Filthy is a comedy show.
Yeah.
Let's have it right. Yeah, it's a comedy football show.
You watch it there for the.
That's it.
You watch it.
So
for
the moment people start looking at that and taking it absolutely serious, you're in your own world.
Yeah, don't watch it.
You stay in there and don't bring me into your own world. I will not be making any statements saying such things such as, you know, it's how I thought back then. I think it's immature. No, I will not say that. I will say it's a joke. Sorry, it offended you.
I think people get it twisted between what we do and what, say, a footballer does. So with a footballer, they represent in a club. Yeah. So I feel like unless they will tell them apologise. Yeah. But with me or you, I feel like I'm representing myself.
My whole thing is I came to be Savagedan by being an antagonist. Yeah. And by like wanting to ask questions that evoke stupid answers and like, do you know what I'm saying? Like I want to be the class clown a little bit.
That's what we're doing today.
And that's what the brands have come for. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it's all said and done, you came to me, or whatever it is, whether you came to me or whatever happened, you came to me when I was Savagedan. Yeah. So you then can't ask me to not be Savagedan. Do you know what I'm saying? I could tone it down a bit, and I would, and I have naturally. But I'm not going to lose the very thing that made you look at me in the first place, or I just become the pundits that are on BBC anyway. I'm trying to be something alternative. I'm not even trying to be anything. Yeah. I'm not even trying to be anything. I'm just trying to be whatever I would want to be. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, obviously I'm trying to keep the bag, not fumble the bag. I don't want to fumble the bag, guys.
No.
Yeah, me. So, like, so I'll do whatever, like, makes me not fumble the bag, but I don't want to compromise too much. No. If they had told me, if any of these, like, the brands that I work with had phoned me and been like, all right, what we want you to do is do, like, you have to wear a suit, and you have to, in fact, you know what? I would probably still do it. Simply because I don't do anything that I don't like. So with JD's boxing, I have a vicious love for boxing.
I got a question to ask about that.
Go on.
So how, you talk about you being the one little wooden spoon there, sometimes, with what you've done in the past. Yeah. I'm about to do that right now still. So with JD boxing, just want to touch on it quickly. Go on. KSI. Yeah. So we saw his fight this year, sorry. Yeah. And personally, I thought it was shit. Yeah. But you now, where you are now, can you be up there with? Well, we know that you can box, or you've been. You told us you can box, and you've done it at a standard in the past before. Would you take a fight with KSI?
Would I take a fight? Yeah. Would he take the fight? Would I take the fight? I'll beg for the fight. Yeah. 100%.
That's a big bag. There.
That's a big bag. That's a big bag. I'll fight him for 20 bags. Yeah. I'm 100%. Yeah. 100%, yeah. KSI. I'll put that on the thing. This is what I'm saying. Like, I have more license and leverage. Not leverage, but I definitely have more freedom than people think with JD. So even after the fight, we were at the fight, we go and do the post-fight analysis and all of that. My post-fight analysis was very simple. I was just like, it was all right, but I'll beat them both on the same night, in the same ring. Drunk. You see what I'm saying? And JD put it out. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's not always, I think people look at brands and they always think, like once you work with a brand, you have to be like straight down the line. But you don't. You be what you are, what you negotiate you are.
Hasn't KSI done some stuff with JD before? Was it just Foot Asylum? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he had before. There was a bit of a...
Have you two crossed paths in terms of...
What, KSI? Yeah. What do you mean I did before the fight? I was at his press conference. We did an interview with him. So... Asked him to bring me in for sparring. Yeah. He was just like, he's busy and all that. But I haven't hit him up. Do you know what it is? I haven't hit him up on a, bro, fight me.
Yeah, because I didn't see that interview with you and KS. That's why I was asking. Yeah. But yeah, obviously I need to check that out.
I haven't hit him up on a bro fight, or I haven't hit him up on a bro fight. I've made a bit of noise on like various outlets. And I feel like in reality, I can make as much noise as I want. The chance of me getting that fight is slim. These are like multi-million YouTube subscriber guys. Yeah.
That's what they base. That's what they base the fights on.
Their numbers, their numbers, guys. You know what I'm saying?
It would make sense, obviously, financially. They're not fighting for if it was different. If it was pro boxers, like proper professionals, where
KSI versus Savagedan would be a big deal in London. Yeah, but would someone in Oklahoma care about it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing. Like, they're in the big money now. They are into something where looking back at Savagedan, I'll need to do something so nuts. Yeah, to get that fight. And sometimes screaming loud doesn't always get you even Shannon Briggs, like even when his last couple of years of his career was him chasing Vladimir Klitschko around the world saying, let's go champ. He didn't get a fight. He just got some let's go champ t-shirts sold. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That's it.
Nah, I hear that. But I think from my point of view, I want to see him fight somebody that is obviously... Because I feel like that fight was... I didn't pay for it. I definitely did not pay for that. I watched that on fucking repeat in the morning. I watch a lot of boxing.
Yeah.
People were sitting there going, it's going to be shit, it's going to be shit. Yeah, it's going to be shit. They're making bare money, though.
They're making bare dough. It doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't matter what it is.
For that kind of money, I think I would fight a lion and win. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's so much money on the table for them.
Yeah.
Essentially, because it was him and Logan Paul, they could have played golf and it would have made a lot of money. But there's something primitive about the human species that wants to see people fight. So of course that's going to make the biggest thing. Then you get Matchroom and Sky behind it. It is.
That's what we're built on.
It's barbaric. Yeah,
we are.
Then you get the machines behind it in Matchroom and Sky Sports, and then you make it a professional fight. And that doesn't really change too much because it adds something to the public. They'll be like, oh, they've gone pro, you know, like, oh, it's 10-ounce gloves, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and it does make a little bit of a difference, but not a huge difference. Like, but for me, I criticised the fight and I was just like, it wasn't a great fight. They didn't show for me a year of improvement from the first fight. But they both dropped each other.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do.
If anything, though, I would say that Logan, you could tell that he was able to sort of box. I say sort of, like it was a you know what
he looked more correct, but you know what he was? He boxed scared.
Yeah, but
he boxed scared.
You know when you switch on a PlayStation game, and you slap on and it's like you've got beginner or I just want to play the story mode, no combat.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like that fight was.
He didn't want to engage.
No.
He did land a peach of a right uppercut, but he was forced into fighting.
Yeah.
If he could have had it his way, he would have jabbed all night long. No exchanges, no explosions.
I think if he'd done that, he would have won because KSI's arms were moving wild.
I just don't think you can do that when you're not good at boxing.
You got to take that YouTube belt.
I rate KSI because KSI literally...
He's made... Yeah, the business
and he just goes
for
it. He's here to fight. He's like, fuck all this jabbing and shit. He's like, I'll do it with you for a little bit, but I'm coming to get you. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I love that style.
I think he wouldn't mind people criticising the fight in terms of, but you have to respect the business side of it because, bruv, at the end of the day, he walked away. I don't know, how much did he walk away with?
Well, there's rumours of 20 million, 26 million.
That's like amateurs. Sorry, they're pros technically, but they're amateurs. Yeah,
they're below amateurs. They're way below amateurs. They're absolute novices.
Yeah, novices.
Yeah, I'm being serious. Like, as in they are. It's not like they had 10 amateur fights and they are absolute. They're novices.
Like, and they just made 26 mil.
That's it. That's more than most. When I say most, I'm talking like 99% of people making their career boxing. So. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. Yeah, I was thinking about that. It's just crazy. The money side of it, you know. And you look at Conor McGregor done it. So with Floyd Mayweather, and he was a novice.
Yeah, but anyone dances with Floyd Mayweather, and you're getting paid. But also, it's the fact that Conor's such a loud, outspoken person who was flying in MMA at the time, and because he's MMA and because he's Irish. He's flipping brash as fuck.
Mad.
So it made it. You knew, even though you knew it wouldn't be the most competitive fight, you knew the build up, everything. You just want to see it.
How would you sit in a room with Conor McGregor, and how would you engage him? Because you talk about being tapped. Yeah.
The thing is, he has times where he's absolutely normal. I've never spent any time with him. I've never seen him, so I don't know how he is on a normal day.
Yeah.
But I've seen enough in like you see like in the 24/7s and all of that kind of stuff to suggest that he has a very normal side to him, and it's almost like he can switch on the brash Irish monster when he wants.
I feel like you just, you know what I'm saying, you go get that local. For me, you just got to find a caravan site near me, bro, because I'm telling you now, you find that tapped brass behaviour.
No, of course of course you can get it. He's got it in him. Of course he has. But I reckon if he was here on the other side of the table, he'd be fine.
Yeah, I think he would. Yeah, until you called him out about something.
I
feel like
I reckon he becomes whatever he needs to become for that moment.
Yeah. So because look what he done with Diaz. Yeah. Let's just touch quickly. I know we're not a UFC podcast, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So with Diaz, when they had the next to each other, they weren't next to each other. They go, so can you see each other? He's like, no. And then they said, Diaz, read this. And McGregor's just gone, he can't read. And he just started laughing on the camera. And he's just like getting into his head. And you can see Diaz going red. Yeah,
because his thing is he's a wind-up merchant.
Yeah.
If you fight him, like he'll usually have you done in the press conference.
Is that how you would be if you was to fight? KSI.
Yeah, no, just anyone. Yeah, I would get in your head early. But I would do it in such a like I don't care way. It would be like, it would be Mayweatherish.
Savage.
It would be savage, but it would be Mayweatherish. I'd be like, bro, like to be honest, like I don't need to train for this. I'll be like, if you want to box and fiddle around and do all the boxing stuff, I'll do that. But as soon as I lose my patience with you, I'm just gonna shut up, walk you down, knock you out. This goes as long as I want it to go.
And you've always got to throw that one in the press conference.
That's it.
I can fight you now if you want.
Yeah. I'll be like, I'll be there looking at my nails. I'll be like, boy, I ain't bothered about this guy, man. I'm gonna knock him out, man. It's like, it's just an easy day's work, innit? Like, I don't even know how they arranged this fight. He's done out here, man. And that's it. Like, as in, I would put so much doubt into the opponent's mind. Or maybe I wouldn't even want my right hand's nuts. My right hand is nuts, so maybe I wouldn't even want you scared of it, just so that it lands and the fight's done. So I don't know. It depends on the opponent.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. So obviously we talk about JD Sport. We've talked about the studio. Just going into 2020 now, what are your plans? Have you got any plans for next year?
Nah.
Anything TV wise, as in, you know?
Nah, bro. When I say I don't plan this stuff, it just
that's a bit like
as soon as I start planning stuff, I think I'll take away like the essence of
doing it.
Whatever I am. Yeah. As soon as I start planning stuff, like it's not me to come up with sketches. It's not me.
Would you class yourself as a content creator or nah?
I know I create content, but it's not mine.
No.
I don't. I'm just part of it. I'm just the talent.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like I don't create content. I facilitate the creation of content. That's basically what I do. So one thing we'll do this year is get more visual, but it won't be me. And I'm not too worried about Savagedan as a brand or as a thing. Like,
would you want it to get bigger though, or was it a thing of you're trying to?
I'm okay where it is. I'm okay with where it is, just because my bread and butter is the studio.
Yeah.
So when the next guys come and there is Savagedan's not the wave anymore, I'm cool. I'm in here helping create what's next, musically and visually and podcasting and whatever it is. Like I just want to. Like, I always wanted to be the guy slightly behind the scenes anyway. It's just everyone's pushed me to the front somehow, and now I'm here. But you can't be here forever. You can't be here you can't be the wave forever. And the longer people try and be the wave forever, they just get a bit corny and a little bit out of touch. And I don't want that to happen. That's why I don't force it. So I don't chase anything. I have, like, even though I've got cameras and all of this kind of stuff, I don't create anything for myself. Chances are you won't catch me doing, you know, like interview stuff. And I think everyone who's doing it is sick at doing it. But it's just not me. Like, it's just not me. Like, to do interviews. Like, there's loads of times where I've, like, built things in there and I'm just like, oh, this is a sick place for me to, like, interview people. And I'll do, like, cool interviews with people. Then I'm actually too busy to pick up more things.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Even anything else would be too much for me. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, one more thing. So my New Year's resolution is to drop something and to pick up something. I'm not sure exactly what they are yet. I've got a couple of days to figure it out. But I would like to lose something that I don't need, or a bad habit, or something that takes up too much of my time that shouldn't, and replace it with something that is, like, effective, or like something that works better for me.
I hear that.
That's it.
That, having that said, so with, you know, because personally, from say me point of view, before I was recording here, obviously I used to watch quite a bit of your stuff. Same as, you know, like Steve, all of that. Most people do. I always thought you was a content creator, but obviously now talking to you, that's not the truth.
No, I'm just always, because of who I'm around and where I'm homed, like, I'm in the right place at the right time.
I'll be honest with you, when I rang up to start, so when I was looking at a studio, I was like, we've recorded our first 5 episodes in a bedroom. I swear down, it was crazy. It's like children around the bed.
That's how it's meant to be, man. My first studio is in my bedroom.
Yeah, but like, I'm talking like we're like, bruv, at one point I've got the mic there, on my mattress. We're all posted round my mattress.
Yeah.
Talking into it.
Yeah.
After episode 5, a couple of people were like, sound quality's a bit.
Yeah,
so
of
I was
course,
like, okay, cool. So we need to find a studio. So I'm going back and forth.
Yeah.
One guy's telling me 200 for 2 hours.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know why these studios think they can charge so much.
Yeah.
I proper don't. Luckily, like it's not luckily, but part of the reason I built my first studios was to bridge that gap between. Like I'm from Grove, yeah. Like we had youth clubs where you could only use it maybe 3 days a week for 3 hours, and everyone's fighting for that spot. And then other than the youth clubs, all we had was literally like more high-end studios where you're talking, £60 an hour and up.
And when you're younger,
you don't have that kind of expendable. So I built the studio to be like literally a halfway house. So obviously not everyone can go youth club. Like it's like if you're one of them boys you can, but just little Barry from down the road, he might be intimidated to go youth club and try and use that studio because there's just bare monsters in there. So like he don't want to you see what I'm saying? But you also don't want to part with £60 an hour for studio. So that's the reason I built my first studios, almost as like a halfway house. You don't want to price people out of what they're doing. Yeah. Also, and that's why I've kept the rates low. And every time something like rises up in terms of like my costs, obviously go up a lot. They go up like 5% a year and all of that kind of stuff. But I try to take it in myself and just kind of digest the cost rather than like put it on to other people. So then like you hit a certain threshold and all of a sudden you have to register for VAT. I try and make sure I digest that. Yeah. So that I don't want the end user, the people who are coming in to make their music, to do their podcast, to pay more than what they should. You know what I'm saying? If I needed to be a millionaire, I can do it so many different ways. Yeah. I don't need to bump people. So when I see some podcasts, when I see loads of podcast studios and like, for example, every week there's a new one popping up. Whenever I see them and I see what they're charging, I'm just like, you could train a monkey to do this for podcasts. Yeah. Music's very different. You're playing for a lot of skill.
Now, like you said, you will say for instance, I will do my podcast. Yeah. You will send me it and I'd change it myself. Yeah. It takes me a couple of minutes, if that, to edit it, upload it to Spotify. Yeah. Maybe fuck around a bit with the. Obviously, you guys do that, but I reckon I could probably, what I'm saying, like you said, train them up. Yeah.
Exactly. So essentially, you're paying for the equipment, the room, and the time. Yeah. But you shouldn't be paying too much more than that. So when I'm seeing people quoting for £200 for a 2-hour podcast, or I've seen people charge £80 for an hour or something like that, it's just like, what are they paying? What are you making these people pay for? Do you see what I'm saying? But because of that, I will never. My prices will always be super competitive. Regardless of what I spend on these studios and how wavy they look or whatever it is, like they'll always be at an affordable cost to the working person or the young person who's in college or whatever it is, because I want to be able to. I'd way rather do volume than like high cost and have less people coming through. Do you see what I'm saying? Labels now, you lot in trouble, obviously. But
yeah, you're getting bumped.
Yeah. But yeah, if it's just individuals. I would hate, I just wouldn't, you're scaring.
Would you say this comes across as a working class studio?
I think by the time it's done, I think even now, loads of people walk in and everyone's just like, oh, this is lovely, or it's cozy, or it's this, or this is, and loads of people even ask me who don't know who I am, will be like, oh, do you work here? And so I'll be like, nah, I own it, I built it. But it's like, I want it to seem as if it's a brand that made it, not just.
I bet that's refreshing for you.
It is.
When people say,
oh, I love it. Yeah. When people don't know, But as in, just in general, I want it to be like, when this is done in the next few weeks, like I want it to be like you walk in and you're just like, wow. So, and this is no, now. Yeah, they do. But I still, unfortunately, because I had this picture in my head, like I'm the guy who's already kind of planned my forever house. Like I already know what my bathroom in my forever house looks like. I've got like a folder on my computer of like all my ideas that I implement. So in my head, this is like, it's not too far off what I envisioned, but it's far enough. But budget is a big thing.
Gotta get that office though.
I've got to. That's what this was.
2 henchmen.
And then I thought, actually, could it be, so for example, there'll be times where obviously there's 2 podcast studios. Or there are 2 music studios, but people often on the weekends use them for podcasts. And then like loads of times, like other sessions are trying to get in at the same time. So I was just like, I wonder if it's more worth me turning this into a room that's more useful so that the other two are freed up. So I did that instead. I have to find a way to build an office somewhere else. That's it. Yeah.
You gotta get them henchmen.
But yeah, essentially, it's just like I just want this to be a place where you can come and do. And if you've got a TV, and I don't promote this well at all. I'm gonna start that 2020. I'm doing that. I'm promoting this.
Bro, in the 6 months I've seen this,
I don't even have a picture in here.
Well,
I don't have a picture.
I think the other day, I think I saw your story for Jukebox.
Yeah.
No, a couple of weeks ago, we put something in there and you put it on your story, but. Since then,
on the Jukebox Studios one, I forget to go on the Insta.
Yeah.
So next year I'm gonna bring in a social media intern, and just basically say to him, just keep this live, like because I always forget to go on it. And then I also, on my own thing, should push it or whatever it is. But I forget. I'm so busy that I forget to promote the studio or to make it be like, oh, everyone come here. But next year or this year, coming now.
Is this your priority next year?
Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always my priority. But it is. It's always.
I'm saying like with everything you do, would this be your priority?
Even with everything I do this year, this has still been my priority. This is always my priority.
Because this is your bread and butter.
That's my bread and butter. Yeah. So even if like I'm being like flown here or doing this there or whatever it is, I'll check this budget and work and make sure that it's worth my while. Because if I'm out of the studio for 4 days, but they're offering me less than what I would make in the studio in 4 days, what's the point of me taking that job or that thing or whatever it is? So
do you have to take it, or is it a choice thing?
It's a choice thing. I've signed no contracts. I don't. I'm not contracted to anyone. So literally, it's just.
I think
freelance.
we live in a world now where, like, say before, I think. Where was it? You touched on this in a music podcast time ago, yeah. So, like I said, I've watched it, and you were saying like how musicians didn't know how to make money back in the day. Yeah. So I feel like that was the same with this now. But when you put it the way you did, yeah, it's crazy. Like being signed isn't the in thing. It's not.
Being signed's good if you get signed for the belly, and you get creative control and all of that. But otherwise, you're kind of at the mercy of something. It means you can be fired. Yeah. I can't be fired. I can be cancelled. I can definitely be cancelled, yeah. But essentially, I still will always have this. I think a lot of people don't have enough, even people that create content, probably don't have enough of their own. I don't have one piece of my own content.
I would tell you something.
But that's because I do this, so I don't really have the time. But if I didn't have this, I would create my own content. Just something to fall back on in case a cancel's around the corner, or a redundancy's around the corner, or the vibe just stops, or you see what I'm saying? Like, you need something.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when with me, I'm always getting reminded by people. So, update this, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah. I'm just like, but people are saying it to me. I'm like, yeah, I need to do it. And where are things fairly new? We have a small following. It's not massive,
but you can grow it fast with big interaction.
Yeah, interaction with people. And we've had people say to us, oh, you lot do the podcast and all of this, and we're like, yeah, kind of thing. But it's, how do I put it? Yeah, I think promoting it is a massive part of it. Whatever you're doing. Yeah,
but it's also consistency. So loads of people. Yeah, 100%. Like I've had people actually come to the studio musically, make a tune, think it's gonna bang, didn't bang, they never make a song again. You know what I'm saying? That is never gonna work. Same with a podcast. I've seen people come in for a month, make a podcast, and it's not really popping off like they thought it would, so they just drop it out. This is the long game. When you look at the podcasts that are most successful,
they've got 174 episodes.
They're super consistent, or they've been doing it at super. Like Halfcast has been going for 5 years. That's what I'm saying. So of course now it's gonna begin to it's gonna be further ahead than a lot of other podcasts because it's 4 years on. It's 4 years deeper in the game than most people. It has a deeper connection. It has people trust these names more. Even Free Shots, that people trust it because they are, every Friday an episode's coming out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like people trust it.
That's like with us where we've built something where we do it every 2 weeks. Yeah. So
and even them, they're like over 3 years, I think. Free Shots when they started it.
I feel like that's the main thing you've got to have is you got to know when you're putting your shit out. Yeah. For a start. But if you haven't got that,
people trust it. People make it part of their week. 100%.
Like for me, where I go with this, like I'll be completely honest with you, somehow the audio of this at least, if I wanted to, I could put it out tonight or tomorrow.
Exactly.
So, obviously.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I had to learn that fast because at first when doing podcasts weren't popular yet. So I was able to relax with when I sent files. I was able to...
But now everyone...
and now everything happens. And people are waiting on these episodes to come out. So I've got literally a list in my calendar of like, all right, cool. That has to be like, so for example, I'll tell you when it gets a little bit difficult. So at 1 o'clock, someone will come in there and we'll do a session. But then just suppose that was a podcast and they finish at 3 on the dot. But the people here are waiting to get in there 3 on the dot. By the end of the day, I have a backlog of around 10 podcasts that need to go out because no one was late coming in and everyone was kind of finishing bang on the time that they wanted to finish. So there was no 10-minute wiggle rooms to kind of sort out this audio, get this audio sent, blah, 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 blah. So on the end of a Sunday, usually, I'm here for like an hour just sending every podcast from the 2 rooms. Because it has to go out. It has to. I have a list of when I know certain ones are going out. So certain ones go out Monday 7 a.m. So they have to be prioritized. And you have to get them.
I think that's where I want to just point out, obviously, your prices for the podcast.
Yeah.
So £50 for 2 hours. Yeah. Where I think obviously Dan's been mentioning to us about this. I think it's good because a 2 hour gap. Really, some people won't use 2 hours.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which gives you time then to edit it because you're still working in their time.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: most people who don't use the 2 hours don't arrive on time, knowing they're not going to use the 2 hours. So then you've got a 2 hour pod, but you really only want to record for an hour 20 minutes. So everyone starts trickling in, kind of 20 minutes late and all of that. Yeah. It gives me time if there's someone before you to kind of sort that out and blah 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 blah.
That's what I'm
saying. But what that 2 hours does, it allows time for people to be late. I've seen people turn up an hour 40 minutes late to a 2 hour podcast.
Bloody hell.
Also allows you to, if you are trying to like cut costs and keep things very economic, to record 2 podcasts. So I say that to people. You use your 2 hours that's where we're going. It's 2 hours. You decide how you use your 2 hours. Essentially, you want to turn up 30 minutes late, that's fine. If you want to turn up bang on and whack out 2 58-minute podcasts, that's fine too. Do you see what I'm saying? And then you've got two for the 2 weeks or whatever it is. Like how you use the time's up to you, but as long as I'm able, I just have to make sure that I manage my time well enough to like make sure I get everyone's podcast to them on time. And sometimes I forget. Like every couple weeks, there'll be some kind. I'll get home, it'll be like midnight, and someone will be like, "You sent it," and I'll be like, "Fuck, fuck!" I had it bounced as well. I just forgot to put it in WeTransfer. Yeah,
bro, that's what I'm saying.
It's
mad.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, like I said, we're gonna sort of clear up soon and come to an end with this today. But before I go, does it in terms of how busy you are now, do you see yourself getting busy in 2020 with Jukebox, or is it?
I don't want to be more busy.
You don't want to be more busy?
I've got to that stage now where, like, if I posted everything I did every day, people would be like, how? There's not enough hours.
That's what you need to do.
But I don't. I need to do that if
social media.
If I want to be social media Dan.
Yeah.
I'm just going with the flow. I find it so much easier that way. I don't like to overthink things.
Yeah.
Like if I get light bulb moments and someone suggests something, I'm just like, that's a sick idea. Then I'll do it. So if someone says to me, oh, there's a sick thing that you should do, that's I don't know, some kind of football podcast or whatever it is that you should do, and it makes enough sense for it to take a few more hours out of my week that I don't really have, then I'll do it. But for now, I don't even have my own podcast. I am an ad-lib on Halfcast. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, I'm a stab on Halfcast, and that's how busy I am.
Is that something you could want to get into, or is that not? You're not that bothered? Podcast, your own podcast.
It's a nice thought, but my thing, I tell you what it is. Yeah, I don't like to be, for someone who's seen so much. Yeah, my face is seen. I don't particularly enjoy being seen.
No.
So I'm not sure if I would put myself in a position where I have to be seen all the time.
Would you say
because then it becomes, once I start this, this is it now for good. Do you see what I'm saying? Once I start the Savagedan podcast, the show must go on.
I feel like with you being on, say, Sky Sports, for instance, now that everyone watches Sky Sports, so say for instance, before,
I'll tell you what probably one of my problems is as well. Yeah. I've got used to being paid for being seen on whatever it is I'm doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So for now, when I start producing my own stuff, although it makes sense, for the amount of time I have, which is very little, like spare time, which I used to, I don't know, go gym, play football, be with family, all of that. I'm not sure if I could dedicate a few more hours a week to something like a podcast or a show that's my number. Because I've got this thing of only having, I don't think people should only have one thing. Mm-hmm. So for example, there's loads of podcasts here that just record podcasts, and that's cool. But now there are loads of podcasts. So you probably need to create what you've done here. You've got the Waffletop Podcast. Now you've got the interviews. Then I feel like to build the brand of Waffletop, for example, you might need 3 things that comes out on a weekly basis. That's what I'm saying. 1 interview, 1 podcast, and 1 show. Yeah. Or whatever it is.
Or video. Yeah.
Or, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Or 1 something else. And I think that really starts, algorithm-wise, that really brings people to you. So I know 1 podcast, it might get some views and people will watch it. But essentially, I have to do all the work. I've got the advantage at the moment of either dealing with other people's stuff, which means I record it, quickly deal with it, and send it to them, and it's theirs now to deal with. It's their problem. Or I get paid to arrive somewhere, be the talent, and then I don't really have to worry about what happens behind the scenes of that. Whereas with something like my own show, my own podcast, I have to deal with all the behind the scenes stuff, then all the on screen stuff, then all the upload stuff, then all the number keeping stuff. And for me, it's too much. It won't be too much for most people, but because I've got just so much happening, I think it would take too much time, and after a while, it would become a chore for me.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I could have done it.
Yeah. But now it's not. Well, it's not that you don't need. Yeah. Well, you need to, but it's not something you're.
Well, I don't even know how to not be busy anymore. Like yesterday, I had like 6 hours to myself, and I was like, "What the fuck am I meant to do now?" So I came in here. Still, I had some mixes to do, some masters to send. But as in, like, I was thinking, wow, like it's very rare. I just have 4 hours of nothingness to do.
I tell you what, that's why I'm gonna sound like a mad Scrooge. I hate Christmas. Not hate Christmas.
Yeah.
No. I don't hate Christmas. But I love it.
Yeah, the not having being much bored, to do.
Like, so obviously for the last 2 days, it was nice on the first day, but you're sitting there and you're in your front room playing games all day.
Yeah.
And then Boxing Day, you're playing games all day. Yeah. And I'm just like...
Yeah, you want to get to do something constructive.
Yeah.
So today I'm straight back at it. Today I'm so
same.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as in, like, it's just one of those things where, like, I've forgotten how to be late. I was lazy for 25 years. So, like, I've forgotten how to be lazy.
Really?
Yeah. I've forgotten. I have to be busy. I have to be doing something. There's always something for me to do. So I just make sure I'm always doing something. Yeah. It's an illness.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me. No, I know what you mean, though. That's why I hate Christmas. And to be honest with you, New Year's Eve, again, I'm just a mad miserable, not miserable, but kind of a thing.
I'm staying in. I think I'm staying in. Yeah. I stayed in last. Usually New Year's Eve is
if my brethren ain't got a party at his house. Yeah, I'm not rolling.
Yeah,
I'm not going out.
New Year's Eve is always going off. The amount I've had to ban myself from New Year's Eves. So last year,
you're saying reckless.
But it's not always me. It's just something surrounding or something to do with me or someone I'm with. Something always goes off at New Year's. So I stay in now. yeah.
What is that? Under house arrest.
Yeah, that's it. I put myself last time I went to sleep at like 12:02.
And you know the ones that you got to turn your phone off where you're like, you just head over the pillow.
And even last year I woke up to the maddest messages, maddest calls from people. Like, it went off again. It went off, and I was just so happy that I was asleep.
Yeah. Because if your phone was on and you're seeing those messages, you're like, fuck it. I'm out. I'm active.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's the thing. I feel like now, people like New Year's Eve, Christmas Day and like Boxing Day are definitely, for me, it's all good in the morning, you know what I mean? Yeah. Get your aftershave set, because that's all we're getting as men now.
Let me just check something quickly. I just had a horrible feeling. Nope, all good. I just had a horrible one, yeah?
Yeah.
That I was like, imagine if. 42. Yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, well done. Well done. The first ever recordings of these cameras still. I just wanted to make sure. You see, like, sometimes, I don't know, with audio, I know I can trust it. It just...
Yeah.
But I never know, like, with cameras, I've never recorded for this long, so yeah. Yeah, sorry, carry on. Aftershave.
No, yeah. That's what you're getting at Christmas. I feel like that's what years men.
I got free aftershave. Yeah. But I'm happy with aftershave re-ups.
Yeah,
I love the aftershave re-up.
Yeah.
For
2-3 months.
You're smelling nice. You're smelling the waviest.
And you're going every day, like in the morning. Do I need to put this on?
And do you know what? I've got to put a solid recommendation out there, yeah? Zara, yeah. I don't know how they're not coming across all these lawsuits, yeah? But they've copied Creed. Aventus Creed, yeah, it's like a couple £100. They're selling it for like £12.
You're guessing.
I swear that.
And it's the same.
It's mad.
It's the same.
It's mad, yeah. It's mad. I was like, this is Creed. It's basically Creed. It's mad.
Yeah, I might have to get that still.
I might just have to go and get 10.
Yeah.
You'll probably, because it's not Creed, you probably have to spray like double on you that you would with Aventus. But as in like, it's still, it smells good.
Yeah?
It's mad. I don't know how they're getting away with this.
Bruv, it happens, bruv. I'm telling you.
To be honest, Zara copy everything.
Yeah, they do.
When I think about it properly, copy Balenciagas. They copy
the
whole of
do you know what? I
Valentino's.
sat there and I thought, oh, they look alright. Like, shall I get them? Then something was tapped in my head and I was like,
you can't. Because everyone else saw what you saw as well. Yeah.
And people are looking at you like saying, I saw you buy those.
Yeah.
I know what they are.
Yeah.
So if I see you down the street, I don't want to hear Balenciagas. You know what I'm saying? But there are people that will wear it and go, and they'll sell it. And they'll go, Balenciagas.
100%.
Have you ever done that with trainers?
I don't think so.
No.
In fact, let me think. What, a trainer that looks like a trainer?
Yeah, a trainer that looks like a trainer. It's not shit, the look-alike.
Yeah.
But it's not that trainer.
Okay, now,
But someone's gone, oh, that looks like so-and-so, and you're not correcting them. You don't have to lie and say it's that, but you're not going to correct
No, I don't
them.
think I have. Like, I've gotten the disgusting habit, the shocking habit of just buying, like, designer things. Like, I always thought I would be the guy that doesn't really fall into, like, the capitalist trap. But I get sucked in all the time. So, like... Yeah,
I'm telling like I always say I'm like I'm gonna be wearing plain tees and all of this, and I'm like
I can do it with tees. I can do it with tees. Tees 100%. My tee can be £5.
Primark.
It can be anything, but the jeans, there has to be one element of expensive in the drop.
Mine's got to be it has to be for t-shirts. I think it's a thing of you can just you can get them anywhere.
Even jumpers. Like this is a young Zara.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got the rollie on, so I don't yeah. So the rules have changed.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know what. I feel like anyway, I'm known for wearing just shorts and flipping t-shirts all through winter.
Oh, 2 weeks ago, it's winter. You're here, you come in. I'm like.
You see what I'm saying? Like I've not really ever cared for fashion that much.
No.
But I've got this thing where if I see something and I like it, I kind of have to get it.
Do you feel like you have to now because of you're in the public eye now?
I feel like less.
Just wear what you want. Don't give a shit.
I come from that place where but I've always seen it in a way that the people in the suits and all of that work for the guy that's wearing shorts. You know what I'm saying? Work for the guy that's wearing trackies.
Same with me. All my friends wear trackies.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
So like when I'm going out, and I've had jobs in the past where I've had to be mad smart, and I'm like, don't like it. I want to wear cash.
When it's all said and done, when you're the boss of whatever it is, you don't wear a suit. The suit is just impressionable.
I think I'll get an office and just sit there in boxers.
That's it.
You know, like that.
That's it. I watched Wolf on Wall Street yesterday. Yeah. It's just that guy does what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does what he wants, and you can't have all of that money and but it's the whole buying expensive things. I think that's all part of when you're getting money for the first. No, I think it's when you've made money for the first time, as in you're making money, but it's your kind of first few years of making money. I think it possibly stops when you get a bit older, unless you're Floyd Mayweather who wants to flex forever. But as you get older and you get richer, I think you buy less.
I think less clothes.
Yeah. Or not even less clothes, but stuff that costs less in terms of perishables and But you buy assets.
Yeah, assets.
Clothes are usually liabilities.
Yeah.
So as you get older, you buy
assets. You got houses. You know, I wouldn't even say cars an asset.
Nah, cars not. Watches can be. Watches. Anything that appreciates or just retains value, will always, you don't lose. You don't lose. You're just wearing your money, I guess.
No, I hear that, man. But thank you for taking your time out to chat to me today.
Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to my studio and paying for the time. Yeah. No, thank you. Do you want to shout out your social medias and that? Do you do that or not?
Nah, they probably know where to find me.
Savage
That's
Dan.
it. Let's see how good you are at this visual stuff.
Yeah.
Just make the name pop up here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Bam, bam, bam.
Savage Dan there. This has been Waffletop Podcast 1-to-1. It's the first episode of like a 1-to-1 interview we're doing, and then moving into next year, we'll be doing it alongside the other episodes. So, like I said, I'm talking less shit on this one, but if you want to hear me talking shit, we're recording New Year, so we'll be doing that with Nathan and Donovan. That. But thank you for today, and thanks for listening to the Waffletop Podcast. Paulo, the biggest talker, and Savagedan. And follow the socials, Waffletop PC, social media, and then Spotify and SoundCloud. And then we're going to be putting more stuff up on YouTube next year as well. Thank you very much. Cheers.